Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Green here with No More News. Huge show today. They're breaking a bunch of big stuff right before Christmas, I'm sure by design. It is 2 days till Christmas, which we don't observe. We all follow Yule, of course. None of that Christ mass BS. It's December 23rd, 2025, Tuesday. Going to be talking about the latest Epstein Trump drops. We're going to go over some disinfo circulating on the internet and a few other things. Going to be a huge show. Possibly the last show before Christmas. Very likely the last show before Christmas. I hope you guys like the Santa's Elf Workshop thumbnail. It gave me a chuckle. It made me laugh. Here's the other one too. I may do a special Nativity Christmas video as well. Maybe Christmas night. Who knows? When the kids go to bed, we'll have a Christmas special. This may be the working thumbnail here. Me as the Grinch stomping on the nativity scene in front of the church. That's so perfect. The Grinch could look a little Grinchier, but it still needed to look like me. So, in fact, you know what? I think I told it to do another more realistic one that may be better, but I love that it did. I was like, it's not going to give me stomping on the nativity scene right in front of a church. Looks like all the churches I saw in Germany there. But anyway, that's cool. Little fun, having a little thumb with the thumbnails. This is not fun. This is a circus. This is quite the fiasco for Trump. Thank you, Brother B is in the chat. Powerchat.live/no more news in the description below. Links there and over pinned where we're streaming on Rumble and Odysee and Kick and X. Chip in for the new year, for the holidays. We've hit the goal every day this week. Can we hit the goal again today? I'm going to turn that on right now and hear. Hopefully it's working. I'm going to play. If it's working too, I'm going to play the ones from the other day that weren't playing. A couple came in at the end, I think, that I missed. Yeah, outside the church too. Isn't that good? All right, here we go. The moment that decides it all. Where's my background music? Was this going? It was going. I just didn't hear it. It was quiet. There we go. Brother B, work.
Brother BD sent $5 on Rumble. Have a very heavy metal Christmas. Christmas tree emoji. Present emoji.
I've always loved that song. Dun 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 dun. It goes so hard. I like the Home Alone version too. I heard that. It came up on my wife's Spotify in the car. Home Alone, Carol the Bells version. It's very nice. We'll pull that one up too. Special version. Optics Prime.
Optics Prime sent $20 on Rumble. Down with Yahweh, up with Yuli.
Yep, Yuli. It's all about the Yuli, guys. All right, now, does anybody think it's an accident that Trump tried to drop this Epstein leak right now? And they're so stupid. Wait till we cover it. They redacted a bunch of stuff, but then they're so stupid. It turns out they didn't save it right. So you could just copy the part that's redacted and then paste it onto another document and it shows you what was there. Are they really that stupid, or do they want us to know, man? So much other stuff, too. Trump busted lying about how many times he was on the plane. And a bunch of other things. We'll go through it one by one. Starting, I want to see what Scarborough has to say about the new. What is the mainstream media saying about the latest drops? The latest, not the latest Q drops, the latest Epstein drops.
Mysteries to me and a lot of other people is we've had reporting for some time. Donald Trump is not on Epstein's list. There's nothing in there that's really damning about Donald Trump.
Oh, come on. So he's in on it?
About Donald Trump.
According to the chief.
There is no list. There is no, like, Epstein's Christmas list. People Epstein has blackmailed, list, ... semicolon. Here we go. This Donald Trump, this other important person, Noam Chomsky. There's no list like that. To say he's not on the list, apparently his name shows up 600 times, I heard, in the Epstein files. Photos of them all over the place. Epstein on audio saying they were best friends for 10 years. He's not on the list. He's not on the list. They just keep repeating that. Like, nobody's on the list. There is no list. He appeared in his phone book like 16 times, 16 different numbers over the years. Already, I'm sus on the Brzezinski princess in Scarborough here.
So, one of the great mysteries all along in this, not been like, what's Donald Trump hiding? What did he do? It's like, why?
Hold on. He just said it's not been a mystery of what Trump is hiding, or he said it was a mystery.
All along in this, not been like, what's Donald Trump hiding? What did he do? It's like, why, if he's not in these files, which all the reporting says he's not, why is he?
What do you mean? He's all over the files. What do you mean?
Obsessed on blocking access to the files. Is he trying to protect somebody?
Joe, you got to the actual heart of the question, and it's actually not been reported. One of the reasons Marjorie Taylor Greene got on board with Massey and my effort is she fundamentally believed that Trump was not implicated, and she would call the president and say, look.
He's like, shut up, Marjorie, I am. Marjorie, you're a traitor to this country. You better resign, or we're going to drop the files that we have on you, milady. The space laser files, we've got a whole lot more where that came from, let me tell you, Marjorie. You were my greatest supporter, but you gotta go because Israel and Netanyahu told me so.
These out. I don't know why you're not getting it out. And she would tell Massey and me, of course he's going to come around. And every press conference we had, we never made it about Donald Trump. We made it about the survivors. The survivors pleaded with Donald Trump. You can be a hero. No previous president has done this. Release the files. And what people...
I saw an interesting comment. It was like, Trump doesn't even care about the victims of Epstein. He cares about the high-level people Epstein was close with that will be implicated. And he's made some new statements. We're going to jump to that clip in a second here.
People are asking, and frankly, even I'm asking, is what are they hiding? Why is it that they're not releasing the draft?
Mossad blackmail ring?
When they only charged Epstein with 2 counts. Why aren't they releasing the 82-page prosecution memo of all the implications he had with rich and powerful folks? Why are they protecting this Epstein class? And why aren't they releasing the FBI interviews?
Dude, the fact that the mainstream media is still asking why they're doing it shows how irrelevant and controlled op gatekeeping they are. What could they be hiding? What could it be? Like, we're still asking that.
Every time they do one of these things of concealing, they're just raising further doubt.
Okay, that was weak, very weak. I want to see what Aaron Rupar said about that. Okay, just to summarize. Here's some of CNN's coverage. Epstein to this guy, Larry Nassar, in 2019 says, Trump shares our love of young nubile girls. Nubile girls.
To Nasser, these 30,000 pages of documents from the Epstein files released overnight, including one which was a letter sent by Jeffrey Epstein, apparently in the days before he took his own life, to convicted sex abuser Larry Nassar, who, again, convicted of abusing so many U.S. gymnasts over the years. In that letter,
gymnast. So he was the gymnast, pedo?
To Nassar, our president, and he was referring, it seems, to President Donald Trump at the time, our president also shares our love of young nubile girls. These 30,000.
Wow. No wonder Trump wanted to cover this up. Remember when Trump said, we should find that? No, it was written. He was like, Epstein loves the younger women. Everybody knows he loves the younger women. And we got some clips are surfacing of Trump on Howard Stern saying some real sus stuff. There's a video of him pointing to the little girl that's like 12 years old, and he goes, in a few years when she's 18. Yeah, he took his own life, right? So he was, also I've heard all of the letters that go in and out of jail are all reviewed. So they reviewed it. They knew he was about to name names. Epstein's brother says Epstein was about to name names, and then he thinks Trump killed him. Dude, this is such a scandal. It might be the end of Trump's presidency. It might be. So here's the stupid thing they did. This is anonymous, 80,000 likes. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. There we go. The Epstein files on the DOJ website allow you to highlight the redacted text, copy it, and paste it into another document, which reveals what was hidden. Amateurs. What kind of amateurs we have running the government here? You can also press Control F and search for Trump with a space to see his name appeared more than 600 times. If you search Trump, you get 0 results. But if you search Trump with a space after it, you get 600 results, which tells me that the DOJ blocked the search, but they're so fucking old and stupid, they didn't block, and Christ-brained, they didn't block the search with spaces. So have fun while it lasts, everyone. So this is some of the stuff that they copy and pasted. So much shady stuff going around this. I heard they released some files and then they pulled them back again too. Trump is seething over Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene for pushing for these to be released. Okay, Epstein has socialized with the prince and other high-profile figures, including the President Donald Trump and former special counsel Robert Mueller's investigative conclusions to the sentencing to Trump's ally Roger Stone that have raised... Okay, special... I want to read the rest of that. I want to see what it says about Roger Stone and the Epstein tapes. Giuliani was removed. Michael Cohen made 2 payments to women who had alleged affairs with Trump. Okay, more than just Stormy Daniels, huh? 2 payments? Oh, wait, 2 women or 2 women? Yeah, not 2 payments, 2 women. Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than previously has been reported or that we were aware, with 20-year-old victims or witnesses in the Ghislaine Maxwell case. Oh, and Alex Jones, all the years that Alex has been saying, oh, well, Trump is exonerated. Trump is not in the files. Trump has never been with young girls. It was only the Democrats. You were wrong, just like I said. Wrong. Only the biggest Trump sycophants have been saying Trump has nothing to do with this, by the way. This is all the stuff they redacted that people were able to recover. Recover with a copy and paste, with the high-level hacking of copying and pasting into Microsoft Word. I haven't even read through all this yet. Oh, Donald Trump was arrested on July 6th for alleged sex trafficking of minor girls in Florida and New York. Some of the lead law enforcement detail insisting the Secret Service during Trump's visits to Mar-a-Lago. Hold on, more about Roger Stone here. Okay, Proud Boys. Trump ally Roger Stone and others conspired presidential election, probably to do stop the steal is what it's talking about there. There's more stuff about the Prince Andrew, also a new leak on him, asking Ghislaine if he had acquired the young women or something like that for him. We'll get to that in a second exactly. Flynn, Stone, all over this. Bannon hanging with Epstein. Come on. Donald Trump used the same lawyers as Epstein. Alan Dershowitz and David Stein or Schoenstein or something like that. David Schoen, I think it was, from the Zionist Organization of America board. Wow. Here's the guy explaining
An
what they
idiot.
did here, how stupid it was. Could they really be this dumb, or did somebody do this to try to sneak this past? They're like, the only way they're going to release these documents if we redact them, but if we fake redact them, then maybe they'll do it. Maybe some intern, the Zionists are like, hey, intern, cover this up, redact these things, as if they wouldn't have like the Mossad agent in or something. I just can't believe it. How could they be this stupid?
Okay, guys, I just woke up and people are saying that the Epstein files can be read if you just copy and paste them into a Word doc.
Yeah.
Whoever blacked out these documents used Adobe Acrobat, and apparently it's really easy to see what the redactions are. This doesn't work for every document. It only works for the documents where whoever redacted them was an idiot and didn't know what they were doing.
Okay, not all documents.
We'll go to this document, and I'll
The ones that they outsourced to India didn't get done right.
open it in a new window. You can see it pops up in Adobe Acrobat. And if we scroll down to anything that was blacked out, all you have to do is copy it and then open a Word doc and then paste it in. And that is the redacted amount right there. From another Epstein's personal accounts with another different bank for which...
When Trump figures out that this is what happened, this is his going to be response. Come on!
For which another different
I love
bank,
that one.
for some reason, that was blacked out. We can look at the next line. Payments from this account totaling almost, so this is 111. Payments from this account totaling almost $60,000 were transferred by wire to young women, mostly at foreign beneficiary banks. Why would they black out those dollar amounts? I don't know. But you can literally read the redactions in the Epstein files, some of the documents, if you just copy and paste it into a Word doc. That's how stupid the people are working for Trump, and those are the people that Trump put in charge of this. So
They really are this
I'm
retarded,
sure there are
huh?
people out there who have downloaded everything, and now they have to go through each document, copying and pasting to see what was blacked out.
Dude.
It's not every document.
There is a God. Thank
This
you,
is pretty
Hashem.
hysterical.
That is an act of Odin if there ever was one. Yahweh El. Yahweh El. Here's another one. More of the released. So some chick says he raped me. Donald Trump had raped her along with Jeffrey Epstein. She was found with her head blown off. There was no way it was a suicide. Now we're starting to see why Trump was hiding the Epstein files, and it probably gets much worse. As this person, this woman, talked about his time meeting Donald Trump, immediately the demeanor went so cold as this girl stated that he raped her. Said, what? Yes, replied, Donald Trump raped her along with Jeffrey Epstein. Is this the one that was like, I think I saw people posting that this was the one, that one girl, I forget her name, Katie Johnson? This could be referencing the Katie Johnson. Her head was blown off. Did Katie Johnson have her head blown off? Katie Johnson death. Hold on. I'll say Trump Epstein death. It's the pseudonym for a woman who filed a lawsuit in 2016 alleging she was raped by Trump and Epstein in 1994 when she was 13 years old. I don't know if she died, though. So this could be talking about somebody else. Guys, chat, do you know? It's not coming up. She was an aspiring teen model. Okay, so there's another one. This is also interesting. A file came out where right before Epstein was found dead, inmate states his cellmate, Epstein claimed that his cellmate tried to kill him. I feel like we've heard something about that before. Was it just me? Epstein claimed his cellmate tried to kill him, and then he was killed. Here's that letter, by the way. Larry Nassar mentions our president who shared a love for young girls. And then remember what Trump did with his letter that got leaked a while back where he drew the women? It was the letter he wrote to Epstein for his 50th birthday. And he drew the shape of a woman, and in it was like really coded, weird, creepy shit about like, oh, our secrets, our special desires or something, right? I'm going to look it up right now. I'll find it in a second. Jeffrey Epstein's brother. So Epstein says that his cellmate tried to kill him.
Brother BD sent $5 on Rumble. They could be a down loco on Trump? They can't be this dumb?
If they kill or politically kill Donald Trump, it makes me think he could be playing this Moshiach ben Joseph role. He's like the Messiah to the Jews, and then he gets taken out by the Antichrist. Armless, though, a little bit of a stretch. But yeah, this could be the end of the road for him. The chickens may be coming home to roost, or he's just going to use it to go full Mad King mode. They're going to try to impeach him, and he's going to fight it and go dictator mode. Could be that, too. Epstein claimed his cellmate was trying to kill him. Jeffrey Epstein's brother submitted an online tip to the FBI in 2023 saying Epstein was murdered by Trump because he was about to name names. Dude. I just keep hearing Alex Jones in my head. Every time he covered the Epstein thing, it was, oh, Trump's not involved. We know Trump's not involved. What's he going to have to say now? Has anybody checked in on Alex Jones today? I saw this morning his wife is claiming that Alex took the kids and kicked her out of the house. So trouble in paradise for Jones, apparently. At least he's calling out Candace's kookery. One of the best things he's done in a long time. But trying to redeem himself, maybe. Trying to save her from career-destroying lawsuits, possibly. Okay, so we have a clip. Okay, this is what he said. Tip to the FBI. Epstein was murdered in his jail cell. I have reason to believe he was killed because he was about to name names. I believe Trump authorized his murder. He said this in interviews, too.
It's a shocking answer.
I played.
You really believe that Donald Trump is capable of having your brother murdered to spare himself embarrassment?
Absolutely.
Based on what?
From meeting him years ago and just watching his performance the last 20 years. See, he doesn't seem to have a limit on what he would do to help himself.
What experience did you ever have with him personally that made you think that he could be that cruel?
I think everybody, or most people, could be very cruel if it comes to protecting themselves. So I don't think that's a shocking answer.
You really believe?
Not at all. You think Trump wouldn't take out, or Trump's people wouldn't take out one dude? They wouldn't dispose of one of their assets that's been compromised to protect their grip on power? Like Trump wouldn't okay. And I don't think Trump's the one doing the making the calls on Epstein stuff. But as if Trump wouldn't go along with the cover up in order to keep power or to keep himself from being blackmailed and exposed. Yeah, the jail footage disappeared at the perfect time. Come on. Here's that letter I was talking about, by the way. This was, come on, fucking PBS. September 8th, so a few months ago, the alleged Trump birthday note to Epstein released by the House Democrats. He drew a woman with boobs. And look what this shit said. It said, there must be more to life than having everything. Like what? Illegal young women? Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Well, I think we know. It's young girls. Jeffrey says, nor will I, since I also know what it is, Donald. Oh, their inside little secret. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. This almost seems fake just because it's so damn incriminating. But it's probably not. Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it. Enigmas never age. That's like a line from Dazed and Confused. I keep getting older and the girls stay the same age. All right. Those aren't breasts, those are bee stings. Yeah, those look like A-cup nubile girls. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And every day be another wonderful secret. Who thinks this is real? It almost seems a little too over the top. letter was included, but wasn't it like confirmed? It was in the book that they published. They like published a book of all the birthday letters he got for his 50th anniversary as some present. The letter was included as part of a 2003 album compiled for alleged sex offender Epstein's birthday. This is real. Dude, you couldn't get a bigger smoking gun than this. Here's the new letter. Oh, wait, we read that one already about him liking young girls. Hold on. Trump, Epstein likes young girls. He was Donald's. Oh, yeah. It's the one where he said he's a lot of fun to be with. Terrific guy. A lot of fun to be with. Really knows how to have a good time. It's even been said, what has he said? He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even been said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side. That's really the shit he said. Who says that shit? On the younger side of the barely legal range, if you catch my drift, our little secret. Let's watch what Trump is saying. Where is it? Here it is. Here's Trump's latest statement on the whole thing. And then we'll back up to this stuff. This is a fake AI image. The boomer Christians just can't. They don't understand that AI is a thing and that people can fake things. And when you see things that are a little too good to be true like this, you should maybe do a little bit of background research and see if it's legit. At least look through the replies before clicking retweet. The disinfo only serves to actually protect them, by the way. Let's see what Trump's saying.
And were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full? What? And were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, but I think it's terrible. Look.
It's terrible. Oh, all these people being exposed is so terrible. Such a terrible thing. Now we know why Trump has always been Israel's bitch. Why he's been Bibi's little slave. Oh, if there was only a sign. I've been saying he's blackmailed by Epstein since day one. Miami Makeout says, I've seen in dark pedo documentaries, this is exactly how pedos talk. They like to try and poke fun of what they do and try to almost give breadcrumbs. Yeah, it sounds like some guilty parties. Why are we, thank you, Biodigital Goblin. Why are we still talking about Epstein? Remember the day that they lied and said there's no co-conspirators, which we know now there are. There's no victims. Nobody was trafficked. There's no list. And the case is closed, no more questions. And like hours after the FBI announces that, Trump's like, we're still talking about this guy? This is ancient history. Who cares? How about all the golden America stuff that I've been doing? We're in the golden age. Praise me.
I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats.
Hear that, QAnon? He hates the pictures of. Oh, I'm sure it has nothing to do with all of the stuff about him in the files. No, he just feels so bad for his good buddy Clinton. This is reaching clown show levels I didn't even think possible. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Look at my new ballroom, goy, says Biodigital Goblin. I put some flagpoles up on the White House, all right? Can we talk about how I'm making America great again? Can we do that?
Bad Republicans are asking for, so they're giving their photos of me, too. Everybody was friendly with this guy. Either friendly or not friendly, but he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers.
Yeah. Noam Chomsky seen now on the flight, another Jewish gatekeeper. Right. Miami Makeout says, quote was like, so many innocent people's lives could be ruined by these files.
And Bill Clinton was a friend of his, but everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. And as a person that was in Mar-a-Lago.
Because you were mad about him stealing your girls? Because you were mad about him and the feud you had over the real estate property?
Threw him out. Mar-a-Lago, this is Mar-a-Lago. It's the hottest place I think it's the hottest place in the world, but it's the hottest place in Florida. And everybody would come here. He'd come here. We actually threw him out. But no, I don't like the pictures of Bill Clinton being shown. I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing. I think...
It's a terrible thing. Before the election, they're like, Trump, will you release the Epstein files? And he kind of said no. He's like, yes, but not as much. But not as much. Remember when he did that too? That should have been red flag. Wee. That should have been a big red flag. And it was to anybody that was honest and has discernment. But now it's a terrible thing that we release these files. All of his surrogates, Kash Patel and Bongino, and all the Trump people for years running up to the campaign was like, oh, those pedophile Democrats been Epstein, we're going to release, why are they covering it up? We're going to release it all. And now he's saying it's a terrible thing.
Bill Clinton's a big boy. He can handle it, but you probably have pictures being exposed of other people that innocently met Jeffrey Epstein many years ago, and they're, highly respected bankers and lawyers and others, and they'll end up, because of guys like Massey, who's a real lowlife, whose polls are down to about 9%, by the way.
So now he's attacking Massey for getting for pushing for the Epstein files to be released. Dude, watch, if Jones isn't completely off the Trump train, it is safe to assume that Alex went to the island. Alex Jones, one of the biggest cover-up artists of Trump and Epstein. And now what? Jones?
The great state of Kentucky. If you look at Kentucky, Kentucky is such a great place, but I don't know, they've got a couple of people in there that are very strange in terms of leadership. But Massey's a loser, and he likes it, and that he works with the Democrats. He's just being used by the Democrats, because what this whole thing is with Epstein.
Wow. He turned the Epstein release into an attack on Massey. I'm sure that's very pleasing to all of his Zionist friends.
Is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has. Like, for instance, today we're building the biggest ships in the world, most powerful ships in the world, and they're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein.
There it is again. You just released all the files, you idiot! They keep asking me about this. I don't know why. I've got nothing to do with it. We're building the greatest ships ever made. We've got the Golden Dome. We've got the Golden Age. We're bringing back the Olympics. I'm going to build a great big arch. Greatest arch ever built. Groceries are lower than ever. Not true, actually.
I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents. And there is tremendous backlash. It's an interesting question, because a lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party.
Listen, smart people are going to be able to assume that not every person in the pictures with Epstein was blackmailed or knew about what Epstein was doing. That common sense people are going to know not every single one. But maybe people are going to wonder, like, hey, maybe they were. A little bit of doubt or suspicion will be raised. But all he's doing is worried about the victims. Not the victims, the perpetrators.
And you ruin the reputation of somebody. So a lot of people are very angry that this continues. A lot of Republicans are angry because of the fact that it's just used to deflect against a tremendous success. Look, we have $18 trillion coming into our country. We have, I believe, we're going to have the most successful economy in history.
Thank you. It's Amorous.
Bill Clinton and the Epstein files.
What is playing?
Commit to their
By
full.
what?
Oh, another question. Okay, that was the voice. I will check the P.O. box. Thank you. Dude, are the walls closing in? Do you guys think so? Let's see. Where do we leave off here? Yeah. Trump flew on Epstein's private jet at least 8 times between 1993 and 1996. New files reveal. We already had the flight log years ago, shows he never went to the island. Who cares if he... This whole, like, oh, well, he didn't go to the island, so I guess he's innocent, is retarded. More Epstein files were uploaded and accidentally leaked. In one email, the U.S. attorney writes in 2020, Donald Trump... So we knew also, Donald Trump traveled to Epstein's private jet many more times than previously had been reported, including during the period we would expect to charge in a Maxwell case. Didn't want any of this to be a surprise down the road. 38,000 likes. Well, it's a surprise. It's a problem now. Israeli intelligence officer Ari Ben-Menash confirms, I don't know if it's confirming, but he claims Netanyahu is blackmailing Trump. Certainly looks like that. Remember all the groveling Trump has always done to Bibi? Bombing Iran for Bibi, giving him an Adelson everything. It's not just the hundreds of millions they give him. It's blackmail too. Trump, remember when how Trump kept adamantly arguing that Bibi should have his charges dropped, his corruption trial dropped, and give him a pardon? I said that's one of the clearest giveaways that it's not just Trump is in bed with them or bought off by them, but that he is blackmailed by them. Check the tapes. Check the streams.
I believe that the American government is sort of trapped by the Israelis. Jeffrey Epstein is one of their tools to trap them.
And what do you think of Dershowitz's denial?
Hold on a second. I want to give you an example. Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton, Ehud Barak met Arafat in the 90s, and there was no deal. The reason was Epstein. They were being blackmailed by Epstein. Ehud Barak was also a friend of Epstein, the prime minister of Israel at the time. But he was being blackmailed by the Israeli right wing as well. And they...
Oh, that's an interesting theory. So he's saying that the right wing, the Likudnits, Netanyahu, was blackmailing Ehud Barak.
Stopped an agreement with Arafat. They were about to reach an agreement.
Wow. So the right-wing Likudniks and Chabadniks blackmailed the left-wing Ehud Barak when he was prime minister of Israel in order to block him having a peace deal with the Palestinians. Probably true. I believe it. I trust this Jew. He's got a trustable faith.
State solution, but that was stopped because of Epstein.
I believe it. Candace Owens would be like,
Jew, guilty, you're Jew, doesn't matter.
They were both being blackmailed by Epstein.
And so Jeffrey Epstein, in a way, presumably being used as a tool by the Israelis, helped to change the course of history in this region I'm speaking to you from.
Iron Pilled, thank you.
Iron Pilled sent
Same
$10
shit as
on
always.
Rumble. Same as always. This guy and politicians in general. One more example proving only kin and kith should be trusted.
Kin and kith. Oh, kin, yeah. I don't know what kith is. Is that a saying, kin and kith? What does it mean? Like, I don't know. I have to look it up. Kin and kith. Anybody heard of that? Old phrase meaning friends and relatives. Okay. Got it. Kilth and kin is what it said. You got it backwards, maybe.
Of course, a change thing, and they trapped a number of U.S. presidents by using Jeffrey Epstein. And it wasn't only about sex. It was.
Dude, does that mean it was also like the two paintings Epstein had of Bush and Clinton? Clinton in the blue dress and Bush knocking down the towers? Dude, that is ominous. That is deep. What's up, my kiths?
Also, the money issue.
What's up, Zionist cuck, Liam? Watch the collapse.
But everything is stuck over Gaza. And I believe that...
Dude, look at this. Inside the secret U.S.-Israeli arms network.
Israelis have the American government captive.
No.
What happens with...
Dude, we need to fix this.
Epstein, or what happened in the past with Epstein. Rupert Murdoch, newspaper, Wall Street Journal, put out that
letter
card or something, a birthday card.
The letter with the
Trump
woman
sent to
drawing
Epstein.
Trump suing
Where do
them
you think
for
they
that?
got it from? And
they got it from Israel. Israel's been leaking shit out to force and pressure Trump and scare Trump to do what they want. Probably full-on regime change in Iran is the ultimate thing they want right now. Probably more B-2 bombers. Is that what they're called, right? Or the stealth bomber. Is that the B-2? I don't know. I can't remember. What is the stealth bomber that they bombed Iran with? That we're giving Israel some of those. What, more tech takeover? What else? Sanctioning the ICC people. Blocking Palestinian statehood. They got a lot that they want. It is the B-2, yeah.
I don't think Trump wants to continue this war or the genocide. I think it's the Israelis holding him back.
Yep.
Given how much maverick power he has to create peace in South North Korea, in Palestine, in all these different places, one might ask, why do they need Jeffrey Epstein? Why can't they just assassinate Donald Trump? I know there's a lot of speculation. There has been that John F. Kennedy was assassinated with...
Why would they do that? He's their guy in there. He's Moshiach Ben Trump. Why would they assassinate him?
Intelligence help?
They put him in. Why would they assassinate him?
Somebody tried to assassinate him, didn't they?
True.
Before he became...
Or was that
the
staged?
election. It doesn't always work. I'm not sure what's going to happen because, people look at these pictures of starving children all over the world, and there's a lot of pressure on these politicians to say enough, to tell them enough is enough.
You mean in Gaza?
I'm not sure how far this will go.
Okay. We played this guy before. We don't need to do the whole thing. We get the point. Israeli intelligence officer, huh? Okay. Again, I want to say this is a fake image. Everything is bad enough. What kind of sick person goes to AI to try to do some images like this? It's almost like they want to put over the top disinfo out there so that people don't trust the true things that come out. So then you see Noam Chomsky on the plane with Epstein and you think, oh, that's probably AI too. This is happening because of these AI fakes now. I'll see stuff and I'll just think like, oh, is that fake? I don't think anything's real anymore. Because of that. Okay, let's see. Is there any more with Trump?
What this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous, and you ruin the reputation of somebody.
Oh, think of the reputations. Epstein survivor on CNN says she no longer supports Trump. She's disgusted with the administration. Pam Bondi and Kash Patel need to resign. Look at Kash Patel lying, by the way. Here we go. Where was the lie?
Information that we have, there is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
For the information that we have.
In the files?
In the case file. There is no credible...
See, he's like, there's no evidence anywhere in the file that they put on my desk. That's their little lawyer trick of not lying, wherein they know that there's evidence elsewhere, but just not that they showed him. Oh, dude. Bongino just resigned. Bongino resigned because he knew this was coming. What if Bongino in his last heroic act was like, fake the redaction so that it all comes out? This is why Bongino resigned last week, because he apparently knew this was going down. Dude, that's perjury. There's in these files, it says there's 10 co-conspirators. Look at Trump lying too. Another lie. If Clinton gets impeached over lying about Monica Lewinsky and saying that he never had relations with that woman and it came out he did, he got impeached for that, right? This is an impeachable offense about Trump. Easy. He says, this is what the Democrats do to their Republican opponent who is leading them by a lot in the polls. This is AI and is very dangerous for our country. Also, I was never on Epstein's plane or at his quote-unquote stupid island. Strong laws ought to be developed against AI. It will be a big and very dangerous problem in the future. So I wouldn't doubt it's them pumping out these fake AI images. All these idiots doing AI to promote your conspiracies, to get clicks, they are going to use this to totally put the harshest regulations on AI imaginable. Massey is suing over the redactions. I heard that too, yeah. So it turns out Attorney General writes in 2020, Donald Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than has been previously reported. Previously it was known that he only was on once, I think. My ear itches. I'm pretty sure Mark Epstein, Epstein's brother, said Trump was on the plane at one point. The Jackson photo is AI? Probably. So all the people doing your fake AI stuff, this is only going to be used so that they can shut down in heavy regulations on AI, which they're going to do anyway. But Donald Trump lying, says he was never on the plane. Now we know he was on the plane and it's in the files. Yeah, he just needed a ride, even though he had his own private jet.
Talking about Trump, right? Just to be clear, in terms of pointing the fingers or having... Yes, exactly. And you said that before, that you have never heard anything to implicate him.
Exactly. It wasn't until I started meeting some of the other women from different countries and different states where I really started to hear their stories. And of course, as a survivor sister and going through what I went through, I do believe these girls.
A survivor sister.
But at the end of the day, I am no longer supporting this administration. I redact any support I've ever given to him, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel. I am so disgusted with this administration. I think that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel both need to resign, and I would love to see number 47 get impeached over this. And I'm just waiting.
Should Pam Bondi be held in contempt, you think, for the release of these
She needs
files?
to be held more than in contempt. Absolutely.
Okay, Haley, stand by. Talking about Trump, right? Just to be clear.
Has anybody else thought about the Bongino thing? Talked about, Bongino must have known. Look at this. Remember when Trump said this about the young girls?
Okay, you start and I'm ready.
In the wake of questions and allegations about Donald Trump's behavior towards women, ET discovered this footage in our archive, which we provided to CBS News.
Soon. Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Dude.
Okay.
What kind of creep? He's probably like 40 years old here. 45. What kind of creep looks at a 10-year-old girl and says, I'm going to be dating her in a few years? You know that, right? Who says that? He also says, he said that he wanted to like sleep with his daughter. He thought his daughter was hot. Here's some of the Howard Stern.
What is the schoolgirl outfit? One of our interns, I understand, I've gotten word, got completely dolled up in like a schoolgirl outfit today because she heard Donald Trump was coming on and she wants to be the one who gets to go in the green room and have him sign his release.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
She's that into Donald.
I wonder what she's thinking. Maybe if he sees her, she'll get a job.
What is the schoolgirl outfit? Is Donald into underage girls or something?
I don't know.
What's she trying to say here?
Well,
introduce yourself to the audience.
How that aged.
It's a schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah, there it is.
Beautiful intern. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, Howard. I'm Jennifer.
This is Jennifer. Jennifer, you're a college student, right?
Yes, a graduate student.
All right.
Graduate student.
Good.
And
I like
what?
that. And what are you graduating in?
Journalism.
Journalism. So what was your thought here? I mean, I know you're anxious to hand Mr. Trump his release. You requested to do that, and I have no problem with that. You can. I mean, he likes a pretty girl. But the schoolgirl outfit, what are you thinking could happen?
She's got those 90s eyebrows.
It's cute.
What?
It's just cute.
No, I mean, what do you think? I mean, why
But
Trump?
You wore that specifically for him. You were thinking about meeting Mr. Trump today.
Who said that?
Oh, no?
Mm-mm.
Oh. I guess I thought you were requesting to meet Mr. Trump.
Oh, I did.
You did?
Request to his release.
Well, I can't hear you. What?
I did request to hand him his release.
Yes. Well, why?
Because I think he's brilliant.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Did I just hear Israelis? Am I hearing things? I was reading something else. I was looking for the clip of Trump talking about his daughter. He says it's okay to call his daughter a piece of ass. When was that? 2016. Weird.
Oh, you did?
To his release.
Well, I can't hear you. What?
I did
his release.
Hand him his release.
Yes. Well, why?
Because I think he's brilliant.
Oh, so in other words, by handing him his release, maybe something will go on?
No.
Job?
Is Christianity gay?
Nice.
That would be nice. All right.
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure it out. That's all. Yes, Gary.
I mean, that's definitely a little bit sexier outfit than you usually wear. It does.
Jesus Christ. Okay, where's Trump? Come on.
Outside.
Competition.
Here it is.
A lot of competition out
Yeah,
there.
no, it is. The intern beauty pageant.
Possibly.
I don't know.
She got a chance.
There's a lot of competition out
Yeah,
there.
no, it is. It's a big semester here.
What do you want me to sign, Jennifer? Okay. Can I use your back? I love this. This is fun. Using Jennifer's back to sign a release. I could do this all day long. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
I could have sex all day long.
Had Mr. Trump sign the release?
He signed on my back.
And how did it feel?
Ooh.
Amazing.
He splurged on her back.
Look awesome.
Really?
Yeah. I think he liked the outfit.
You think he did? I know what.
An intern, yeah.
Just to say I got to meet Donald Trump.
So, Mr. Trump, what brings you down to the show today?
It's like, did she really want to do this? She doesn't seem like she seems like she's acting, and they put her up to this.
Howard. Always Howard.
Now, what is it about Howard that you like? Because you two seem to get along so well.
I just like Howard. From day one, I've liked Howard.
He's a degenerate Jew. What's not like to love? What's not to love about Howard Stern? He's just a degenerate sex, what would you call him? Sex, obsessed, degenerate, disgusting Jew. So, of course, I love him. Just a sex freak Donald Trump or a Howard Stern. Unbelievable. Couldn't make this up. Here's Maria Farmer talking about one of Epstein's victims, talking about his circles.
I was cold. I was just like.
This is from an interview she did with Whitney Webb.
Beowulf 914 cents.
Yo, Beowulf for 50.
Happy Yule.
I don't know why it's not updating, but we're struggling on the hitting the goal today. But, oh yeah, so she did this interview with Whitney Webb. I was like, I saw it when it first was posted, I think. I clipped it up, the very best parts, and posted it. The part she talked about how they were Jewish, clipped up. And then this bitch, Maria Farmer, was like, oh, you took me out of context, and you're an anti-Semite, and tried to throw me under the bus. Granted, she was being sued by Dershowitz for being anti-Semitic, so I'll take the arrows for you, Maria. You took Epstein and Trump, or I don't know about Trump, but you took Epstein. I'll take the arrows from Dershowitz. You can throw me under the rug. You could throw me under the bus. But this is what she had to say.
I wasn't allowed to go get food. And when I called Ghislaine and asked why I couldn't eat there, she said, it's a Jewish country club. You're not Jewish. They're not going to serve you. This is how this woman spoke to me. Yeah, this is how these people think, Whitney. They, honest to God, think their DNA is better than everybody else's. I swear to you. It was a theme all the time with them. With Eileen Guggenheim, with, Jeffrey Epstein, with Ghislaine. It was a theme. Jeffrey was a lot less horrible. Gillian as far as a human being, like just being around, because she was raping just as many children.
So the country club, you weren't allowed to go because it was
know.
only for, people of a certain religion
Jewish
and
people.
ethnicity. Okay, so that's
Religious.
unfortunate.
I mean, they could cut you down, and it was so morally devastating. Like, you just felt useless as a human being when you were told you're nothing because you're not Jewish, you're stupid, you're useless, a useless white girl, a poor little peasant. Just the things that I was called. I was just like, I believed it, because it was like a cult. The problem. Yeah, you wouldn't believe the way Jeffrey and Gillian spoke about African Americans. It was like, it made my skin crawl. Anybody who was not Jewish, and you're right about this, but the way they spoke about them, it was really horrifying. And it showed me a great deal about how these people truly believe that they're chosen to do something here. I don't know. It's unbelievable to me.
Great clip.
And it was every one of them, the way they spoke. And one time I heard Isabel say to her mother, Eileen, "Mommy, why do you call Maria a nobody?" And she said, "Honey, Isabel, Maria is not a Jew. She is a nobody."
Well, it is worth
So you
pointing,
can see why for about 20
that type
years.
of stuff I might actually include just because the Maxwell family has
You should
ties to
include
this
it.
group
You
that's,
should include it.
What's it called? Chabad Lubavitch. And
What?
that group openly talks about how only Jews are human and the rest of human beings are like cattle, basically.
Good one, Whitney. Good one. So I'm not sure if that's the edit I did, but I edited it up. Nothing was out of context. It was just like a long interview, and I took the very best part. The only parts where she was talking about them being Jewish. And Maria, what's her name, right? Maria Farmer she called me anti-Semitic for the clip and then blocked me and then threw me under the bus. But again, I understand. I'm forgetting, is Maria Farmer still alive? I always get her mixed up with the other victim, Virginia Gouffre. Did they both die? She has the brain tumor, I know that. Did she die too, or is she still alive? And the weird thing was after she did that, I was on a space with her, and she was like talking to me like all nice and stuff. And then I think blocked me again. Virginia is dead, right? She's the one that died because she committed suicide. A bus hit her, and then she committed suicide. Okay. Speaking of buses hitting her, here's also some of the latest. Here's Andrew. So Prince Andrew asked Ghislaine Maxwell if she had found him a, quote, new inappropriate friends. Epstein file email show. So they also had the Crown blackmailed as
Liam
well.
Jarrett sent $5 on Rumble. I'm pretty sure a special someone is having a birthday. Party popper emoji. You are appreciated.
Liam, you asked for my horoscope. You asked for my birthday so that you could do the astrology, and I said, I don't like giving out my birthday on the internet. And then you come on here and say, my birthday is coming up soon. Gosh, that's why I don't like giving out my birthday. People are trying to crack me and hack me and steal my identity, bro. Chill. Keep it on the down low. But yes, my birthday is around this time. Okay. Oh, wait, there's more. More Prince Andrew. An FBI document dated to 2020 contains a shocking allegation from a woman who says she was trafficked as a child in the UK and taken to abuse parties connected to the Epstein network. Between the ages of 6 and 8, she was drugged by her father and driven to a private estate where she was hit by a blue car driven by Prince Andrew. She woke up with Prince Andrew standing over her. Jeez. She says Maxwell beat her with a broom, broke her nose, and told her she deserved to die. Medical records are mentioned in the report, but the victim says she was only taken to the hospital after a rugby match to cover the real cause of her injuries. Wow. Epstein files. Government admits the case against Maxwell relied almost entirely on testimony. No documentary evidence found. So they were covering it up.
$10 all of this is so insane.
Feels so surreal. Less content. Find video of Putin kissing a boy. His Trump and Putin friendship also revolve around pedo stuff.
I don't know about that. The kissing the boy on the belly thing was really weird. But I don't know. I don't know if it's sexual blackmail going on with Putin. I don't know. You guys tell me. Is there any other evidence besides kissing the boy's stomach? Because that's not enough to claim, and I don't think. Crazy. Okay, there's some Hunter talking about. Shoot, where is it? There it is. No, let's do Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz, who was just on with Tucker talking about how he was extorted and blackmailed by the Israelis, blackmailing him with threats of him being with underage girls.
He's just a pervert, someone who had harmful and illegal. As we join you this evening, America is still digesting the hundreds of thousands of documents released by the Department of Justice regarding the activities and associates of Jeffrey Epstein. Most notable and prominent in this release are the many pictures of former President Bill Clinton in varying degrees of naked with women who do not appear to be Hillary Clinton. Shocking. Bill Clinton. Who could have guessed? But who really was Jeffrey Epstein, and why was
He's the president. He's a celebrity. All types of people come up and try to take pictures with Epstein. Oh, pictures with women that were not Hillary. Like, you're surprised by that?
Doing all of this. Some want you to believe he's just a pervert, someone who had harmful.
Litvinenko was saying Putin is a sexual deviant, and then he was poisoned. Okay. All right.
And illegal proclivities that ultimately led to his suicide. I don't believe that.
I'm certainly sure Putin has huge sex parties with Russian women. I don't know about underage. I wonder what the age of consent is in Russia.
And evidence we are going to review tonight.
Hillary knew he fucked young women, probably.
Explains.
She probably's a lesbo.
Why? Evidence that we believe ties Epstein directly to the CIA and potentially Mossad and other intelligence services.
Oh, that reminds me,
While the release of these documents...
CIA and potentially Mossad. I'm also seeing... I haven't fact-checked it completely, but that Putin is approving like underage marriages for Muslims in Russia. I'll have to fact-check that now, but I did see that recently. The age of consent in Russia is 16. So...
we believe ties Epstein directly to the CIA.
Maybe he's been with 16-year-old girls, other intelligence services. I don't know.
While the release of these documents does evidence my claims, I'll point out my viewpoint on the matter isn't a new one. I explained who and what Jeffrey Epstein was on the Benny Johnson show last year.
I actually think that on Epstein, it was a foreign government that took him out. I don't think it was a domestic enterprise. Really? I do. I'm not going to say which one, but I don't think it was domestic inspired to take out.
Dude, what's with all these cowards? Like, I'm not going to say which international spy agency it could be. He's like, really? You're actually going to say that? We all know this, but you're going to say it? This guy's apparently been accused of being secretly gay too and hooking up with guys at
I think that was
Republican events.
Foreign operation.
Benny Johnson. And he was taking the Russia money, remember? He was taking the tenant media Russia money.
Really?
Sounds just like Bongino. Just like Bongino. Bongino's like some intelligence agency in the Middle East has the tapes. I don't know which one. Might be Qatar. Might be Saudis. Remember when Bongino said that shit?
I actually think that on Epstein, it was a foreign government that took him out. I don't think it was a domestic enterprise. Really? I do. I'm not going to say which one, but I don't think it was domestic inspired to take out of him. I think that was a foreign operation, government sponsored.
Remember on Tim Pool, Bongino saying the same thing? This video went so super viral. So many, it only got 1,000 likes on mine, but so many people mirrored my clip of it, and it got many, many millions of views, especially when he became the FBI director. I'm going to retweet it right now.
About a year and a half after that, I'm in a green room at Fox, and I'm not going to say who because they didn't give me permission to share it, but the short story, but not who they are. says, Epstein's an intelligence asset for people in the Middle East, right? I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, you sure of that? The person, let's say, is like, I'm absolutely sure of that he's either a witting or unwitting asset, intelligence asset, meaning his plane and that island, the cameras, there's a big assumption out there that these videotapes were exclusively in the custody of Epstein. That's a huge mistake. The reason they wanted this story to go away is because there's an assumption like, oh yeah, Epstein had him. No, he wasn't the only one who had him, according to this source. These assets, that's why this blackmail story makes
BB has them.
Which Middle Eastern countries they are, I don't know. But this person, who is a very, very good reporter, I mean, aces, right, swore Epstein was either a witting or unwitting intelligence asset, and they may have had his plane wired up, and they're the ones who have all this stuff. So the point is, to sum it up, how do you know some of these countries aren't going to some of these power players who aren't making decisions? Because, hey, you wouldn't want this video out there, right? How do you know?
100%.
I mean,
let's get personal.
Watch this. Pretty obvious why at Bongino. Let's do the other one too. Resigned. ... So ominous. Let's go. Let's get a Bongino retweet. Just kidding.
So foreign operation took out Epstein inside of our prison.
Yes.
So they must have been allowed to.
Oh, I think it was in concert with people in our government.
Wow.
But not at like some, low-level guard getting bribed kind of way.
Yeah.
At a state-to-state level.
Wow. So that's probably a lot of partied interests in keeping that under wraps.
You better believe it. Weapon systems at play, global deals at play.
So what if Epstein was MI6 or CIA? What activities would he have done? A report from Dropsite News helps answer this question, and it begins with Iran-Contra. The public learned of the Iran-Contra...
John Swin? John Swin's always talking about how the whole network today is connected to Iran-Contra. Expose the enemy. You guys know I've talked about him. He's in the chat. Not so much recently, but dude, they're connecting it to Iran-Contra, bro.
In 1986, when a CIA front group called Southern Air Transport lost a plane in Nicaragua. Southern Air Transport then quickly needed to move their fleet out of Central America, and Epstein helped them. He helped Southern Air Transport set up a new base in Columbus, Ohio, where, very interestingly, they became the fleet transporting women's lingerie.
Jeffrey Epstein helped Les Wexner repurpose the CIA's Iran-Contra planes from arms smuggling to shipping lingerie. No way. No way. Dude, the Iran-Contra planes got repurposed to be sex slave transportation. Transporting. Good one. Local sussy baka. Mike Benz just did a 4-hour stream connecting it to. Wow.
That's right. They went from moving Contras, guns, drugs, and money to running undies, bras, and teddies. And who did Jeffrey Epstein set up with this new air shuttle service for panties? Les Wexner was a billionaire fashion mogul who owned Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie & Fitch, and other brands. The Times of Israel spoke to an author who studied Epstein and mentions Mossad links and the need to review them. And the Washington Times published this story with viewpoint from an NSA counterintelligence official that Epstein was indeed tied to Mossad. Epstein would eventually get power of attorney over Wexner's fortune. So on one hand, Epstein was getting some of the most powerful people in the world, like Bill Clinton, naked with females on his island, and he was apparently taking pictures. Now, President Clinton doesn't seem to know all of these photos are being taken in all cases. That's weird, too. So why was Jeffrey Epstein taking CIA planes and then handing them off to someone who had potential ties to Mossad? And what was he doing taking these pictures of Bill Clinton?
What was he doing taking pictures of Bill Clinton? I'm sure people probably take pictures of Bill Clinton all the time, all day, every day. It's the pictures that that only BB has that we're probably worried about. Okay, before we jump to Biden, let's do some of the Matt Gaetz stuff. Matt Gaetz tells Tucker Carlson that Israelis tried to extort his scandal using a sexual blackmail scheme.
Attempted to... Poor Tulsi Gabbard once said, like, why do we have to be in Syria? And they spied on her and kept her off commercial airplanes for saying that. So it was a ballsy thing to say. But you've always had this kind of like, independent cast to your thinking. It's been very obvious for a long time. Several years ago, your life got completely blown up. It sounded like you were going to jail. People started calling you a child molester. You're a child molester. I was attacked for talking to you, which is kind of funny. Normally people are attacked for talking to me, but I was attacked for talking to you. And but at the heart of that story was foreign influence. And
I talked about that. When that broke, I was like, oh, he's probably blackmailed by Mossad too. I think Roger Stone had something to do with that story also, right? From what I recall, they were saying that he was paying underage prostitutes on Venmo. I think that's what it was. Maybe it wasn't even underage. It was just prostitutes on Venmo. And one of them might have been underage or something. Like, that's what I recall. Let's see if he explains it anymore.
Never heard you describe what exactly happened there. So in one sentence, news broke in the New York Times that the House Ethics Committee?
No, this was. I got news that the Department of Justice.
Oh, sorry, it was DOJ.
Yeah,
it was a criminal investigation.
Was investigating me, and obviously I knew that the allegations were false. That someone was
You'd be in
just
jail right now if they were true.
Obviously, and the
you
fact,
and Andrew Tate would both be in jail. So stop with the bullshit.
And by the way, like no one has ever even made an accusation against me in any forum in which I can depose witnesses, do cross-examination, review records. So like that's how you know the allegations against me are false. No one is ever willing to make them in any forum where I'm allowed to fight back, where I have any of the tools that you would
haven't
get
been charged and brought to court. So like
charged, sued, anything. And so
I've never been sued on the basis of this.
No, of course not. And if anyone were to sue me, a human being would have to stand up and make an accusation against me and have their name behind it. That's never happened. Who is the person who has publicly accused me of misconduct regarding women? It doesn't exist, right? It is just an op, and it was an op to silence me, and Israel was involved. And I hate to say that. I was shocked to learn it, but there was a consulate official.
Okay, this is amazing. So this is the charge that you were like trafficking underage girls.
Absurd. And
I don't even know what the charge was, but that was the headline. Matt Gaetz traffics underage women. It's like, oh my gosh, can't talk to Matt Gaetz anymore.
Well, for us, the shocking moment was when my father, who's a prominent person in our community, got outreach from someone he had never met that said that there were pictures and images of me with underage prostitutes, and my dad needed to meet with these people right away. And so my dad, somewhat surprised and concerned, goes and talks to these people and says, what in the world are you talking about? And they said, well, Mr. Gaetz, we need $25 million from you to go and rescue a spy that is being held in Iran. And if you do that, we can make these things about your son go away, which was crazy and wild. We did what any reasonable people would do. We went to the FBI and said that we were being extorted by these folks with their false claims. And we later learned that this consulate official working for the Israeli government was sending text messages to Scott Adams, of all people, the Dilbert cartoonist, saying they were expecting my father to furnish this $25 million payment, and that would be evidence of my consciousness of guilt.
For the American FBI agent grab.
Didn't Scott Adams reveal this too? I remember something about Scott Adams talking about this. He kind of outed this.
On an Iranian island, maybe
Jewish blackmail.
And I don't know anything about this person. I don't know if the person's dead or alive. But
they also said he was doing gay stuff with his stepson. You know, when Trump first appointed him to be head of the FBI, it was, right? And then he had to replace him. He wasn't even able to nominate. And then he resigned from Congress also at the same time. I remember Chuck Johnson, who had known him before, was like, no, man, he's legit. He's not with them. He's on our side. He was saying stuff like that. And I was like, I was suspicious. But Chuck Johnson seems like he could be a little vindicated here on Matt Gaetz.
it was troubling and concerning to me that someone who was getting paid by the Israeli government was involved in a criminal shakedown of a U.S. congressman. And
Yeah, they were using modeling agencies to get these young teens, and Trump was running one. I know, another
jail for this. The person who conveyed this
dot on the
whiteboard pled guilty to the attempted fraud, and surprisingly, there was never really an effort to figure out what the government of Israel's involvement was in this matter.
But you know that the government of Israel was involved because this was an Israeli government official who was involved in it?
Yo, thank you. Green Pill Muslim.
$10. Dude,
former
I love
Muslim.
your Trump content. I'm behind the stream, so you probably moved on. Your show is goated.
Thank you. I think it's the best. It's my favorite. Thank you, Green Pilled. If you're Green Pilled, you must be a former Muslim. I love to hear that. We got to free the Muslims from their Jewish brainwashing as well. Very important. There's just as many brainwashed Muslims on earth as Christians, so, and they've all fallen for the Judeo-Jesus prophecy deception.
Person who his name's Jake Novak. I think he currently works for Real America's Voice, and he sent text messages.
What?
Yeah. That's the name of the official, and he sent messages to Scott Adams saying that he was involved in this scheme that was later deemed a criminal scheme to shake down my family.
So what
based on
happened
these
to
false
him?
allegations? He got a television show.
Come on now. I didn't know any of this. I'm not playing dumb. I really didn't know that. Have you ever talked to him about it?
I have attempted to figure out, because obviously I still have a lot of unanswered questions about why he was working for a foreign government and trying to shake down my family.
Well, what's the answer, do you think?
Well, some have shared with me their concern that this was a consequence of some of the votes and positions I took in the Congress. I represented one of the most military-heavy districts in the entire country.
I think number one.
Yeah, right up there. And I saw these wars in the Middle East that my neighbors and friends had fought in as unworthy of our best, unworthy of the disruptions in parenting and the divorces and the injuries,
suicides. Yeah.
And so I took the position that we should be less entangled in these things. And
Green Pill Muslim sent
No.
$5. I'm still Muznika.
Dude, you can't be fully green pilled. You can enjoy the show and you could disagree on that, but in order to be a credentialed green pilled, I'm sorry, but you can't still believe in the God of Abraham. Sorry, bro. Sorry.
A number of people who thought I would.
That's just like a logical fact.
And I think that, that with like the Israel influence operation, it's always fire and ice. It's always outreach followed by consequence, and then outreach and then consequence. Even to this day, there was someone who just appeared and offered to pay me a bunch of money to go to Israel and give a bunch of speeches, and you decline those offers when you don't feel they're appropriate, and then lo and behold, it's like Greenblatt on the other side of the operation calling you an anti-Semite.
This just happened to you?
Yeah.
Wow. Green pill Muslim. To be green pilled doesn't just mean like you like the show or you agree with me on lots of things. Being green pilled in my mind specifically means like you don't believe in the God of Abraham. You don't believe in the Jewish God. That's what it means. Just to clarify. Hopefully we can get you there. We can free you from the Abrahamic matrix one day, but that's what green pilled means. Okay, that is crazy. Here's one more from him. This is kind of funny.
Have the resource.
You never took AIPAC money?
I did not. I refused those funds.
How did that go for you?
I just,
Well, I guess you ultimately got blackmailed.
I didn't become Attorney General.
No.
but
I forgot about that.
That wasn't precisely about AIPAC for me. That was just about all of it. I even had groups like the NRA or Right to Life that I was largely aligned with say, well, will you take our PAC money? And the whole thing seemed untoward. Like, how do you take money from people who have a specific interest, at times hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, and then go stand at the fish house in Pensacola, Florida, and tell people you're not influenced by it? I couldn't perform the act anymore.
Now, Rune, thank you.
Sent $10 on Rumble. Happy Yule. May Odin and Freya bless you all and into next year.
You as well, Thor's Rune. Appreciate you, bro.
Throughout my time in Congress, there are other kind of accommodations you have to make. Like, I had to be there, willing, able. Anytime your bookers or anybody else's bookers would call and say, come be on television, because my theory was if I wasn't going to have the resources to buy ads, just go be on TV a lot. And, that comes with its own compromise to your life and your overall operation.
Right. Well, life is a series of
Unconventional Wisdom says it really did seem like they were just trying to smear Matt. He seems pretty sincere to me right now. And given how critical he's been since all of this happened, it doesn't go down like the people that really are blackmailed. Okay, where do we leave off? Let's hear what Biden has to say about Trump and Epstein.
That all of his...
What do you think that?
What do I think that was?
What do you think this whole Epstein debacle was? Do you think this was
I don't even fucking know at this point, and I really mean it. It's like I will tell you is that the only thing that is clear to me is this: Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, during a period of his life, were fucking thick as thieves, and Donald Trump has tried to pass this off as being what Palm Beach was in the 90s. Okay, and that may be his view of it. But
what's it called when two guys have had sex with the same girl? There's like a slang term for it, right? I want to make a joke like Biden goes, we call it this, but Epstein and Trump were something brothers. There is a term for that, right?
I've seen enough evidence of Donald Trump and his teen modeling agencies and what he said on Howard Stern about how he can go, he would go into the back of these, Miss Teen USA pageants.
Watch them undress.
And, walk up to the girls naked. They were talking about girls when he's talking about doing that. And wonder whether or not Donald Trump in his mind has come up with this concoction.
Eskimo Brothers, that's what it is. Is that it? Eskimo Brothers? Yeah. Biden's like, me and my crackhead friends, we call it Eskimo Brothers. They were thick as thieves. Some even might say we were Eskimo brothers. Shared a lot of those young women together, me and Epstein.
That it was all just what they did in the 90s. It was models. I mean, that's what Michael Wolff says. Michael Wolff says that the justification in Trump's mind was...
You can grab him by the pussy. That's it, yeah. Slang for two men who have slept with the same woman. Eskimo brothers. What does that even mean? They both stick their rods into the same hole that they fish in. Is that what it is? That's got to be it. That's funny.
They were models.
Dude, wow. That's set.
They're 14, 15 years old. I mean, we have a president that has been credibly accused by well over a dozen and a half women, if not more, of sexual assault. And we're wondering whether or not
Biden for president,
as he fights tooth and nail for the Epstein files that all of his supporters demanded be released so that they could nail Bill Clinton to a cross. And he won't release him. Why? Out of the kindness of his heart for the people that may get hurt? Have you ever known the president to act out of anything but his own self-interest?
Yeah.
Ever?
I bet you Sean Ryan was a big Trump shill before the election. What was that? Eskimos invite special guests to have sex with their wives. Is that true, Bifurcatio? Did you Google that? Did you chat GPT that? Where would you come up with that? Eskimos are cucks? Did the Intuit of Greenland really present their wives to guests? Some Inuit groups practiced wife sharing. Okay, that's what it comes from. Wow, I guess my fishing rods in the same hole was not accurate. That's funny. There's another clip of him. I think he's denying that the laptop was legit. Where is it? Here it is. Let's see what he has
Burisma.
to say.
And he says there is no laptop.
There was no laptop.
I have no recollection whatsoever of ever dropping off a laptop to John Paul McIsaac.
Wow.
He goes to repair the laptop.
Dude, I almost believe this. Crackhead or not, are you going to drop off a laptop that has all that incriminating evidence on you? If you got some laptop full of you smoking crack with hookers, are you going to go drop it off to be repaired? Who even repairs laptops?
Johansen, $5.
You just buy a new laptop.
Celebration with your family, Adam.
Thank you, buddy.
You were right about the darkening age.
Oh, yeah.
Now I hate Abrahamism more than ever.
Oh, yeah. You read Darkening Age, and if you thought you hate Christianity before Darkening Age, just wait and read it. Hunter's interviews are entertaining. Yeah, Jack Stone, do you like the fishing rods in the same ice hole better? Yeah, that's... I was way off. That's right. I was way off. I need that one. I was like, oh, dude, I need that line. And I was like, I hope it doesn't come up today that I need that line, that soundbite. I didn't get it recorded yet. Dumb and... Yeah, I think it's something like,
Starts with a Simmons. Look on the... Oh, yeah. It's right here. Samsonite. I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Eskimos putting their fishing rods in holes. I was way off. Oh, my
Then
God.
he starts to... There is no laptop.
There was no laptop.
I have no recollection whatsoever of ever dropping off a laptop to John Paul McIsaac. He says he goes to repair the laptop, but then he starts to read the files. And he reads a file, and he sees files about Burisma. And he says the only thing that he can think of doing is calling Rudy Giuliani. He's a laptop repair shop owner in Wilmington, Delaware, whose store is 3.5 miles at most from where everybody knows my parents live. So if he had a laptop that he wanted to return, he thinks that the best thing to do is call Rudy Giuliani's lawyer, Bob Costello, and give it to my sworn enemy.
But there was no laptop, right?
They cobbled together all of this digital material that had been stolen from phones, that had been taken from the dark web, and they made it out to be this thing. Then the story doesn't become about the laptop at all, because there's nothing in the laptop other than a record of me being a degenerate at the worst moment in my life, smoking, doing drugs, doing whatever. There is no laptop.
Wow. Wow. They claimed it was fake news. Jack Stone, you didn't remember anything in your drug binge days either? I know, huh? He could have dropped off the laptop. And he was just high on crack. Doesn't remember. But it's interesting. Interesting that he claims that. Okay, where else? Oh, wait, here's Massey saying exposes and humiliates Kash Patel, who said Epstein trafficked nobody. Let's do this.
Jess, you replied, according to the transcript, there is no credible information that he trafficked them to anyone else. According to victims who cooperated with the FBI in that investigation, these documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked victims to. That list also includes at least 19 other individuals, one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada.
Owned. Okay, how long are we in? Hour and a half. I have to cut it short exactly at 2 hours. Let's see exactly what I want to get into. Still so much to cover. Not this. We covered that yesterday. And that. Look at Donald Trump wants to build a ballroom that's 4 times as big as the White House. And listen to what he told Jesse Waters why he wants to do it.
We're having like Mexican food. He goes, Jesse, you want to see the rendition of the big, beautiful ballroom? I said, sure, let me see it. He rolls the whole thing out. And guys, I don't know if you know this, the ballroom is huge. Like, I said, Mr. President, the ballroom is 4 times the size of the White House. He said, Jesse, it's a monument. I'm building a monument to myself because no one else will.
Thank you,
Bifurcacious
Bifurcacio.
at $20 on Rumble. Good show.
Thank you. I think so too. It's a very good show. Had to do it. We hit the goal yesterday. I promised a show. So much to cover, even though it's, I mean, Christmas isn't for a few days. We can do a show. I want to do a show tomorrow too, honestly, although it is Christmas Eve. And many of you must, I don't know, we have 500 people watching, so it's about normal. Here's Trump also wants to name the ballroom after himself. Now, he just named 2 ships after himself. We're building ships. Stop talking about Epstein.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Renderings of what we're doing. So I want to wish everybody a big hello and Merry Christmas and welcome to Mar-a-Lago for this exciting announcement of the new Golden Fleet. We're calling it the Golden.
The Golden Fleet. The Trump, USS Trump and the Golden Fleet. Trump also just added his name to the Kennedy Center. So now it's called the Trump. The real reason my uncle renamed the Kennedy Center. Ohio lawmaker sues Trump and others over Kennedy Senator name change. He just added his name to the Kennedy Center in Ohio. He's naming boats after himself. Dude, the biggest ego ever. The golden, I'm going to be like the Emperor of America. Everything, I've done everything. Look at Ted Cruz the other day. In this Christmas season, 2 statements that will drive anti-Semites crazy. Our Savior Jesus was a Jew in the line of King David. Jews did not kill Jesus. I did. You did. He died and rose again for all our sins, Jew and Gentile alike. Merry Christmas. Oh, the Jews denied Jesus. I killed Rabbi Yeshua? Damn right. Molnar says he was a piece of Jewish fiction. No, he didn't. People don't come back from the dead. Dude, what's with our politicians doing this stupid shit? This isn't new, though. Some people were like, no, the Jews killed him. No, this is the normal Christian view. They say he died for our sins. He died so we could go to heaven. He died because it's God's prophetic plan and the prophecies foretold that it had to happen. You needed your Yom Kippur scapegoat atonement blood magic ritual. But, dude, we have such a Christian problem. Ted Cruz is so Christ-cucked. And he's just a real Christian, though. Jesus was Jewish.
Voice sent $20. Hail Adam. The Jew book is fake and gay. Yahweh is a blood-guzzling baby diddling penis leech. Keep up the great work, much love.
I know. All of our politicians worshiping like a foreskin deity. A foreskin monster that demands the foreskins of all the babies. And it's the king of the Jews. Ted Cruz said so, and it's true. The anti-Semites will go crazy. This is why, see, anti-Semites, another L. You're never going to overcome this. You're just going to get mogged and be the Washington Generals and take the L after L after L. And we can't have any more politicians that believe in stupid Jewish fairy tales and this type of magical thinking. Every time Cliff Nechtel gets on a podcast.
You worship a Jew. Nazareth. That's right.
Dude, let's hear these black Hebrew Israelites tell these Christian what's up. Let's hear it. Adam King just debated this guy too on Jake Shields' show. I haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen even a clip from it yet.
I worship a Jew, Jesus of Nazareth.
That Jewish man claimed
to
be worshiping me
claimed
soon.
to be
then.
God in human form.
He'll be worshiping me
and
soon.
the evidence
I am
the way
a
he
Jew.
lived,
I'm not
taught, died,
Jewish.
and
I'm a
rose from
Jew.
the dead points to Jesus being reliable.
Yeah, get ready to worship us then. You'll be worshiping us soon.
No, I don't worship a human
You just
being.
said you worship
I
Jews.
worship
You worship
Jesus
a
of
Jew.
Nazareth.
That's right.
That's
And
right.
you're going to worship all
so
the Jews.
anti-Semitism in the name of Christianity is obviously a contradiction in terms. It's total hypocrisy.
Anti-Semitism. What is that?
Embracing an attitude of superiority towards Jewish people and denigrating Jewish people. The same way racism is expressed towards black people as being inferior, and that's evil. The same way racism is displayed in viewing white people as
Now, what
inferior.
does that have to do with you serving
That
a Jew?
is a violation of the fact
But
that
what
we
does that have
all
to-
have equal value and dignity because
No,
we all
don't.
are created
God
in the
did not
image of
create-
God.
God did not create us all equal at all.
He sure did.
No, he did
equal
not.
in value, not equal in talents, that's for sure. But equal in value. yes.
$5. Guess my Powerchat never made it in yesterday. I was approached outside Walmart by a Christ brain telling me Jesus was putting it on his heart to talk to me.
God.
The fatigue is nuclear.
It is so fatigued. Did he had it? Was he doing it for social media? Did he have his phone out too? Probably.
Bible says all the nations are as nothing but the drop of a bucket.
Dude, this Jewish book is just making black supremacists, Christian identity white supremacists, Jewish supremacists. I'm so sick of this. I'm fatigued on the fake Jewish book and what God supposedly says. Who God chooses and who God hates. Have to watch it. Adam King gets slapped from the real Jew, the black Israelite. I know, I want to see it. We should. I don't. It's probably too stupid to watch the whole thing. I can't suffer you guys through that.
Yeah, that's a good metaphor. A nation is not
what God
literally
said.
a drop of
It
water
says
in
like
a bucket.
like a
okay?
drop of like
so
a
you're
speck of
into
water
highly
dropped from a bucket.
symbolic language there, sir.
But it's still
That's what the Jews and the rabbis cite that same verse to say the goyim are nothing. They're like dust on a scale, drops in the bucket.
nothing.
Acknowledge that.
It still means you're nothing.
And your viewing other people as inferior to you is tragic, and it's an example
more
of
black
sin.
people should understand that so we can stop looking up to white
Rochelle
Sent $5. Anti-Semitism is when someone isn't all that happy about our boy Shem. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. I hate when people go, "What is anti? I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm pro-Palestinian." Right? That's the that laugh is the Ace Ventura laugh. I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm pro-Palestinian. I love Palestinians. They always say that. Or I'm not anti-Semitic because Jews aren't Semitic. New term we're going to use now. We're not anti-Semitic. We never were. We are Judeo-phobic. I am Judeo-phobic. I fear the threat of Judaism and Jewish influence in Western politics. Just like Islamophobia, I am Judeo-phobic. Okay? Less negative connotations. It implies that it's inherently scary. No, we're not anti-Abrahamic. We're Judeo-phobic. That's the term. That is the proper term we're using from now on. Don't let anybody call you anti-Semitic. It's Judeo-phobic. That's what it really is. Most people don't hate Jews. They're scared of Jews. They fear Jewish power and Judaism. They fear the Judeo prophecies.
When we live like
get
white
into
people, that's
ethnic
why
heritage.
we kill.
Just
we
forget
kill,
it.
get high, sell drugs, living like white people.
Live
We
in
live
reality,
like
which
Israelites.
is
that's white
all
people.
human beings with equal
If we
value and
lived
dignity.
like
Dude, two retards fighting. That's what this is. Great content. Matei is his name, right? Two retards fight. This is what two retards fighting looks like.
Birchbone sent $5. He didn't have his phone out, but he might as well have. I probably looked homeless and tired after my shift working down my popcorn chicken.
No, he was just trying to spread the gospel. Be a good evangelist. These Christians love to become preachers. Everybody turns into an evangelist when they're Christians. At least if they're true Christians. Good Christians. What else do we got here?
Christians, we've been talking about historically led blacks,
See Through It All posted this one. The black Israelites are using the Jewish supremacy against the Goyim in the Bible to justify revenge against white people. You can't make this up. This book is poison. So true. See Through It All.
The Bible says, he who leadeth into captivity shall go into
it's
captivity.
Pronounced Bible, not Bible.
He who killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Thus is the patience and
this
faith
kid
of the
cracks
saints.
me
So
up.
since all these Christians we've been talking about historically led blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, the indigenous into captivity, y'all are going into captivity. This is why I thank God for the light of the Gentiles. I thank God for Revelations, the second chapter, where it says that he who endures to the end, the same will I give power over the nations, and we shall rule them with a rod of iron. So I just think that that's justice. I think that's incredible.
Dude, these Kangs, that's right. These we was Kangs want to rule over white people with the rod of iron like the rabbis want to rule. They all want to rule over Edom and Esau, who they both agree are white people. Funny how that works. And then the idiot Christian identities go, no, they're Esau. We're going to rule over them. Just a circle jerk of morons.
And God only loves the nation of
Isn't that
Israel.
just incredible?
And Christ only loves what God loves. And this is why we are the children and y'all are the dogs.
Oh, yeah.
4 and 22,
That's
Christ
right.
said salvation is of the Jews. Christ
Yep.
said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He didn't say he was for everybody. That is the epitome of what today.
No, he's only for
call
blacks.
Racism, but Christ called it salvation. Israel was under Roman rulership. They were scattered throughout the four corners. The only person that needed saving was the nation of Israel from the conditions that they're in, the same conditions that they're in today. The white man had his heaven. His heaven is right now ruling. The Arabs had their heaven. Their heaven is when they were ruling. Now it's time for Israel to rule. Christianity would teach you that everybody got to get this salvation together, but when y'all was establishing y'all salvation, y'all made sure y'all got it yourselves. Y'all didn't care about no blacks and Latinos. You raped them, you killed them, you tortured them, you lynched them, you systematically oppress them to this day, and you believe a just God is going to now let those same white people inherit the same heaven as the people that was oppressed. That don't even make sense logically. The person that that's like telling the and the y'all got to go now live together in the same community. That don't even make sense. An unjust God would do that, and that's what Christians are: unjust people. Land it right there.
Yo, Edom warlord, you better back off Jenna or you're gonna get blocked. Stop being an idiot. Jenna said the devil is Jewish and fake. It's a Jewish myth that's not real. Stop acting. Are you too stupid to understand how something could be fake but also Jewish? Edom, hey, Edom Warlord, tell us right now. Are you a Christian identity? Who is Edom? Do you think Jews are Edom? Edom Warlord? Or are you Black Hebrew Israelite and you think Jews and white people are Edom? Tell us. Let it be known. I got my finger on the block button. Who's Abdullah Essa, too? Do we have a... What's going on here?
The Bible says, he who leadeth in the captivity.
Where are we at? 15 minutes? Let's see. I want to do a deep dive on this guy. I might have to cover it later. Where anti-Semitism gets you. Let's cover some of this Australia stuff. I want to see this before it gets too old in the news. After the Bondi attack, the government of Australia and the worldwide Jewry is pushing for shutting down basically white people. Anti-Semitism and white people. Here's the first one.
Essentially, the National Security Investigations teams are a flying squad of hate disruptors who focus on high harm, high impact, politically motivated violence, communal violence, and hate crimes that don't meet the threshold for terrorism investigations, but that we know drive fear and division. This is all about...
Edom, you say... Edom is the enemy of Israel, hence the name. Okay, so who is Israel and Edom then? Tell us.
Stopping hate and division earlier and well before it leads to violence. So far, this crack squad has charged 14 individuals across 13 investigations, and of those,
all
4
white people?
individuals across 4 operations were charged for offences relating to anti-Semitism.
Oh, wow. They're going after white people for anti-Semitism. Muslim attacks some Jews on Hanukkah. They go after white people and anti-Semitism and guns and free speech, of course.
The teams were responsible for a recent week-long national blitz on the distribution and display of prohibited symbols, and for charging a passenger who only this week...
All right, I might have been a little harsh on Edom. He says Edom is white, right? According to Jews, they think it's Europeans, yes. But the Edom of the Bible were Middle Easterners. And Edom and Esau is fake. Edomites might have been a real people, but Esau, definitely not descendants of Esau, because Esau is a myth. Adam, how fast would you be in jail if you did your show in Australia? Possibly in a lot of European countries, they could try to charge me. Although I'm a little angel and I never did anything. Never one iota of anti-Semitism, only Judeophobia.
Week allegedly threatened violence toward a member of the Jewish community on a flight from Bali to Sydney. The announcement today to boost the numbers of our hate disruptors, as well as planned changes to lower the threshold for hate speech, will make it easier for the AFP to take action quicker.
Great. Now they're just going to come after more speech so nobody can criticize Jews. Yeah, they refused Joel Davis bail. I saw that. They're too busy locking up all the white anti-Semites in Australia while they're allowing Muslims to shoot up Hanukkah events.
Be the difference between us just knocking on a door to warn an individual to an individual being placed in handcuffs.
Okay, there's one. Here's another one. Gets asked about Muslim terrorists in Australia, and he says, we've banned the swastika. What do those have to do with one another? Would you ever go on? I was on Jake Shields, so obviously yes. Of course I would go on Joe Rogan. You'd be like, no, I'm not going to go on and speak my mind on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan would never have me, though, obviously.
Its own context. But we...
Do you feel like there needs to be, and should there be, a greater emphasis on hate speech from Muslim clerics in the western part of Sydney?
I think, as I said earlier, what we've done is criminalise more forms of hate speech. And we've criminalised the Nazi salute. Obviously, that's in its own context. But we need to be looking.
They criticize an arm movement. I think they arrested one of maybe it was Joel Davis who got arrested for doing a salute. They claimed he did a salute. Hold on, what was the question?
Do you feel like there needs to be, and should there be, a greater emphasis on hate speech from Muslim clerics in the western part of Sydney?
He asked about do we need to crack down on jihadi Muslims? And he goes, oh, well, we banned the Hitler salute. That wasn't the question, dude. I love how some Muslims attack Jews and then it's white Australians that get punished for it. Isn't that funny?
I think, as I said earlier, what we've done is criminalise more forms of hate speech. And we've criminalised the Nazi salute. Obviously, that's in its own context. But we need to be looking at all of this, and it is really important that we have.
So should there be a greater emphasis on this hate speech from Muslim clerics then?
Well, I don't want to. We will go through all of this.
Dude, do you see how uncomfortable he is? He's like glitching out. Just say yes. Can I show you what the salute is? I have no idea what it looks like. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't want to. We will go through all of this. I emphasise that we have done more in terms of criminalising hate speech than we have seen from any other government. But we need to look at all of this, and we need to make sure that we've got the right laws in place, and that we are doing everything we can to keep safe the vibrant multicultural society that we have.
Keep safe the vibrant multicultural society, and we'll lock you up for hate speech if you oppose it or criticize it at all. Dude, Australia is cooked. Attorney General says the Jewish community will help structure new hate crime legislation. Passed in the new year. Headless Giant, what's up?
Giant sent $10 on Rumble. What's up, Adam?
What's up with you, bro? Just watching the fall of Edom. Just another day in the Jewish Twilight Zone. Yeah, we're just protecting our violence country of Australia here from the hate speech. Hate speech. They're doing it here too in America, though.
There will also be a new serious vilification offence that criminalises inciting hatred, and we will be consulting closely with the Jewish community and others on the structuring of this offence.
Wow.
There will also be a new serious vilification offence that criminalises inciting hatred, and we will be consulting...
Dude, criminalize... They'll say what I do incites hatred. Any criticism at all can be interpreted as inciting hatred. This is how they lock people up in Europe, for they have inciting racial hatred laws. Any criticism at all can be viewed as inciting hatred. They're the people that are literally above reproach, above being hated, trying to criminalize people's opinions on other things in the world.
Closely with the Jewish community and others on the structuring of this offence. There will also be a new serious vilification offence that criminalises inciting hatred, and we will be consulting closely with the Jewish community and others on the structuring of this offence.
This is Australia, though, not America. It's the Attorney General of Australia. That makes more sense. Great. Yeah, a lot of sense. Not one word about criminalizing brown terrorism and or Muslim jihadis. More accurately, what I would call it, but yeah. Yeah, more hate speech laws. Prime Minister of Australia announced new hate crime laws that will be introduced in the new year. Home Affairs Minister set to target the NSN, that's the National Socialist Network in Australia, so they can be listed as a prohibited organization despite not meeting the terrorism threshold. Funny how a Muslim attacks Jews and then the white groups get attacked, get targeted.
And finally, on listing prohibited hate organisations. I've spoken before about my disgust for a very long time at organisations like Hizb ut-Tahrir and the National Socialist Network, otherwise known as the neo-Nazis. These organisations...
Hold on, what was that first group he said? Was that a Muslim group?
Hizb ut-Tahrir.
Hizb ut-Tahrir? What is that? Anybody know what he's saying here?
Organisations like Hizb ut-Tahrir and the National Socialist Network, otherwise known as the neo-Nazis. These organisations, for a long time, have been able to take hate right to the threshold without using the words violence and escape any further terrorist listing. We will be establishing a new form of listing for those who do not meet the terrorist organisations of being able to prescribe organisations. I'm asking my department as the drafting is done.
So they're going to call them like violent terrorists even if they're not using violent terrorist rhetoric. That's what I just heard. We're going to change the laws so that hate speech can go after whoever we want.
Against previous behaviour of Hizb ut-Tahrir.
It is Muslim. Okay, good.
National Socialist Network. Their behaviour needs to be unacceptable. Their behaviour needs to be unlawful. Their behaviour needs to be enough that we can prescribe the organisation and prohibit their activity in Australia.
Hey, but they had some cool viral edits on the internet. They had some marches and edits that really went hard. How's that working out? I guess Nick Fuentes was right. He said their optics are terrible. Them marching around in the streets and yelling with their black shirts isn't going to do anything. It's just getting hate speech laws passed, apparently. So I remember Nick and Joel and those guys were beefing a lot, and now look how it's unfolding. Here's more from Australia.
And anonymous users to under Victoria's civil anti-vilification scheme, which starts in 2026, the speaker of a vilifying statement generally needs to be identifiable to be held to be held accountable. We recognise that this could protect cowards who hide behind anonymous profiles to spread hate and stoke fear. That's why Victoria will spearhead new laws to hold social media companies and anonymous users to account, and will appoint a respected jurist to unlock the legislative path forward. Under Victoria.
Wow, so a Muslim attacks Jews on Hanukkah, and now they're coming after white people on social media. That's how it's going to play out. Who could have imagined? Look at this too. This guy and this low IQ Christian anti-Semite, Brandon Taylor Moore, who I've talked about on the show before. He likes to steal our compilations and never repost them, but never retweet them. But he mirrors them and reposts them, and then had me blocked. He did all the kooky, low IQ Christian disinformation, all the Christian controlled op talking points, and it landed him now charged in Canada for anti-Semitism, for inciting racial hatred in Canada. This is what the low IQ Christian anti-Semitism gets you. It fulfills the Jews, curse them and you'll be cursed, bless them and you'll be blessed. Saying they're the synagogue of Satan, they drink baby blood, they killed Jesus. They worship the devil, they're secretly Khazarians and Edomites. All that rhetoric landed you in jail. Oh, you grew on social media. You pandered to the low IQ Christian mob. And what did it get you? Charged with hate speech.
A Jewish advocacy group is applauding Saskatoon police for charging a man with an alleged
and what this does, hold on. More importantly, this justifies people going along with the hate speech criminalization. When there's kooky Christians mouthing off with all of their easily disprovable disinfo and all their kooky Christian satanic blood libels, it sets the precedent and more easily sets the precedent to lock up people for criticizing Jews.
A Jewish advocacy group is applauding Saskatoon police for charging a man with an alleged hate crime. CTV's Laura Woodward has more on the charges laid following a disturbing trail of anti-Semitic comments.
It's time to disassociate from the Jews.
This is Brandon Taylor Moore, a 45-year-old Saskatoon realtor accused of using social media to promote hate against Jewish people.
We're talking about slogans such as "Make anti-Semitism great again." These are some of the most vitriolic posts that one can make, and they are truly diabolical in nature, and his intent was to incite hatred.
How stupid do you have to be to say these things on social media with your public face and profile when you have hate speech laws like this in your country? It's like he's asking for trouble, asking to be a martyr.
Your Jewish advocacy group B'nai B'rith filed a complaint with the Saskatchewan Real Estate Commission. Moore's license to trade real estate was terminated in May of 2024. Around that time, he posted on X saying, quote, "B'nai B'rith of Canada are trying to paint me as a racist anti-Semite. That couldn't be further from the truth."
If you don't like what I'm saying, it's just because you haven't done your research.
On Wednesday, Moore was charged.
I always thought he was gay. He sounded so flaming gay, but the Jewish guy sounds the same. And like how Wes Huff sounds gay to me, I think there's just like a Canadian accent that just sounds gay. I think that's what it is. Because he does have a wife and kids.
With public incitement of hatred and unsafe storage of a gun.
It's incredibly concerning that somebody who holds such harmful views has access to firearms.
Moore made his first court appearance on Thursday and is scheduled to be back in provincial court in January.
There's a serious problem in this country of radicalization, of extremism, of the glorification and promotion.
Look what he said. Do the Antichrist need to leave our countries again? So what, I got to leave America because I don't want to bow down to Moshiach? You see this type of rhetoric? Yes. He says, no, hail Satan's people. Or yes to mass expulsions. Hey, how's your mass expulsion working out, Brandon Taylor Moore? Maybe you shouldn't mouth out about 110 and mass expulsions. when you got hate speech laws in your country and you're some kooky Christian spouting disinfo on the internet. I always say this. I go, these people that are like, oh, we're about to win. Everybody's waking up. Jews are about to be kicked out. I always say, no, you're more likely about to be in prison for hate speech laws. And here we go.
Of extremism.
And again, anti-Christ. What do they use to highlight, to dismiss and discredit the opposition to Jews? Look at this evil bigot Christian. He calls them anti-Christ. He says they're Satan's people. He wants to kick them out. He has Hitler and making anti-Semitism great again. The whole Jewish victimhood and persecution complex is built upon the Goyim want to genocide us. It's about to be another Holocaust in America. And then you do this shit and you pander to your kooky audience, and then you get yourself in jail and you have news pieces about the Jews being victims and discrediting the opposition. Exactly like I say, this is how it plays out in the real world. This is how your ratios and your social media likes play out online.
Of the glorification and promotion of terrorism and violence. And it's not just an issue that impacts one group or one community. It's a fundamental matter of national security.
Volkish Spirit says, yeah, my guys, he blocked all of us too. He would say stupid shit about Christianity. We would correct him and he blocked us all. And now he's in jail for hate speech for being a moron. Volkish Spirit says this guy's a fraud and doesn't believe anything he's saying about that. Yeah, he was one of the ones that says, oh, the Germany was hardcore Christians. They were the Nazis were a bunch of Christians. That guy is using AI reply within this chat. What guy? Jenna?
Saskatoon Police Service says right now it's working on 3 investigations related to anti-Semitism.
I hope the message is clear. You will be held accountable for your actions.
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Yeah, ominous. That's funny. You all were trying to keep him out of jail. We were trying to be tact. Don't be an idiot. Don't make it easy for them. Don't play their stereotypical villain role. And this guy's an idiot. He'll say they're not Jews, they're Khazarians, they're Edomites. Whites are the real. This guy was a Christian identity and said whites are the real Israelites. All the kooky Christian disinfo shit that I always rail against. And what did it get you? Oh, it landed you fired, can't support your family, and now you're charged for hate speech and inciting hate online. Doc Jake Holiday says, this guy's so awful, he pushes nothing but the kosher disinfo. And now the kosher disinfo is being used as the pretext to set the precedent for locking people up for criticizing Jews. And he would steal our rabbi compilations and never give credit. So he fucked around and found out, I guess.
If you don't like, it's time to disassociate from the Jews. I think that most of us understand already enough about what is happening. Just to be sure, though, if you don't like what I'm saying, it's just because you haven't done your research.
Oh, you gotta listen to the podcast about how whites are the real Israelites.
Out of our countries over 1,000 times over the past 2 millennials. Okay?
Millennials?
Look deeper. There's one central component that we continue to fight against. Okay? People are ideologues. All right? We believe things, and those beliefs motivate us. Most people who commit evil do it because they believe whatever evil they're perpetuating is morally righteous. Okay?
Oh, like so that's probably what he thinks.
Called the Talmud.
Oh,
the Talmud has been around for over 2 millennia. I get people who continually argue with me that the Talmud was not around when Jesus arrived.
It wasn't written. It was the oral law that was unwritten.
At one point, the laws of Moses were only oral tradition. This is how we carried our values and the Holy Scriptures. All right,
The Holy
people memorized
Scriptures.
them and transmitted them generationally. It was something people took very seriously. Well, during the time of Jesus, the Pharisees and Sadducees were creating rabbinical interpretations of the Torah. If you're a Christian, the Torah is God's holy word. It's part of the Bible.
God's holy word. So they'll criticize the Talmud, but never the Torah. I see Headless Giants in there. He's like, yeah, our criticisms of Jews need to be true and based in reality. Not the kooky that he's controlled opposition, whether he knows it or not, unwitting, by saying the Torah is the holy word of God and it's only the Talmud and we're the real Israelites and the Jews killed Jesus and they worship the devil. All of that is stupid, wrong, fringe, and it landed you in jail. And now everybody goes, poor Jews, this psycho attacking those poor Jews. That's all that happens.
Things and those beliefs through centuries. The Talmud was penned on paper and completed about 400 years after the death of Christ. This is what comprises of Judaism today. Okay, so when I say Christianity is older than Judaism, I'm being accurate. This is the truth. Okay, so what the people who call themselves Jews today follow is much newer than Christianity, and it's very different than what most Christians believe they follow. So about 5 years ago, when I was really waking up, I thought Jews were following the Torah and the Torah alone.
They do.
That's not
not the Torah alone.
All of Judaism, except for one tiny sect, follows the Talmud. Okay, there's very few that follow the Torah and the Torah alone.
Are there really Torah only Jews? People always he's such a beta. I know, he's such an idiot. People assume that the Nutra Carta are Torah-only Jews. But remember, we got the clip. Sneeko asked them, he's like, oh, you believe in the Torah, the Talmud? And they're like, yes, of course, we believe in the Talmud. Yeah, the mental gymnastics. We're actually older than Judaism. No, you came from Judaism. You're a branch of Messianic apocalyptic Judaism. The oral law you need oral law to interpret what the bullshit Torah says. They've always been doing that. You have your own version of a Talmud. It's called the New Testament and the Church Fathers' commentaries.
Well, the Talmud is what we have been burning again and again as a culture, as European culture, for millennia.
And how's that worked out? Now you're in jail for hate speech. So how did that work out? Hey, maybe we should have been going a little further and criticizing the Torah too. No, idiots like you wouldn't let us do that.
If you look back at history, you can use AI. The truth is there. Okay? So history repeats itself. People hear that, but I don't think they understand it sometimes. And if you look back, you'll see it as clear as day. This is a revolving door in European countries.
Yeah, why is it a revolving door, too? Oh, if Christianity is such a good security system, then how come it's a revolving door? You kick them out and then the Christians let them right back in? If I saw a really funny clip. The guy went on the street, a man on the street, and he asked somebody, he's like, if you're kicked out of 109 bars, is it your fault or the bar's fault? And this chick said, well, why'd the bar let you in 109 times?
Their government censorship is obviously terrible, but that fella talks like he should have been charged under laws. Merry Christmas Eve.
What did you say, retard laws or something? No, obviously we don't like seeing people getting locked away for criticism of Jews, but when you do all the retarded stuff, this guy is going to make it so more reasonable people eventually get locked up for it. And it's like, oh, so much, oh, Christ wins, Christ is king, you know? And where's Christ now, dude? Oh, I'm a martyr for Christ. Sodomy laws is what you said, not retard laws. Thank you, Maxed Out Bear. Yeah. Again, he sounds like it would be sodomy laws, but I think he just might be Canadian.
11 sent $5 on Rumble. The Sadducees followed the 5 books of Moses only, so did the Samaritans. Oral law was followed by Pharisees, and they are the ones who survived.
they actually don't follow the Torah. They only believe the Talmud. Dude, I hate hearing that talking point, dude. If you're not willing to criticize the Torah and the God of Israel, first of all, the Talmud, I don't even need to go through it with you guys. You know, the Talmud is commentaries on the Torah, interpretations of the Torah, other lore, arguments over what the Torah means. All of the objectionable supremacist parts in Judaism isn't from the Talmud alone. It's from the Torah. This guy doesn't cover any of the legit criticisms of Judaism, says Doc Jake Holiday. He's not on our side even if they did lock him up. I know. And if he were green-pilled and spreading our criticisms, he wouldn't be incited for hate speech right now. Also, he would have actually had legit criticisms and he wouldn't be in jail for hate speech.
We kick them out. A century passes, we forget. They find their way back in. We kick them out again. We burn their Talmud. All right. So Christians, I'm going to keep this simple. Theologically, we need to simplify God's word. Okay. God keeps it simple. The truth is simple. All right. The Bible teaches us that those who...
Bible known for being very simple. That's why the number one cope we hear from Christians is, Adam doesn't understand. Adam doesn't understand Christ. Adam doesn't understand the sacred mystery of the Trinity. Adam doesn't understand that we're the new Israel. Adam doesn't understand that there's a new covenant. Actually, there's a new covenant. It's so simple. It's so simple and clear that all it took was a Schofield reference footnote to completely destroy your whole religion. Great.
Reject Christ are
good idea. We'll send him a Jesus. We'll send him. Well, everybody can send him a copy of my book when he's in jail to read my book and get green pilled on the Jesus question. He'll be like, I'm gonna not read this satanic book. Give me the Hebrew Torah. That's all I'm going to read.
Antichrist, and they are of their father, the devil.
They're the devil. They're the devil's children. Dude, how dumb do you have to be to say that, to have hate speech laws in your country, to be a public, not anonymous person, and then you're going to say, they're the devil. The father is the devil. And how do you defend against saying that, like, that's dehumanizing? If that's okay, then I guess it's okay for the Jews to say we're all cattle goyim and Esau and Amalek that needs to be destroyed. If that's okay, then I guess that's okay. Or you have no moral ground to stand on.
Well, there's no way you can spin this theologically, all right? These people follow Satan. They're not our allies, all right? Now, there's a bunch of dispensationalists.
Meanwhile, what do Jews actually think? They think they don't worship Satan. They think Christians follow Satan. He's such a dork. He's such a newbie, too. He's like, 5 years ago when I was getting red-pilled on the JQ. Yeah, he'll be apologizing in front of cameras when he gets out. You're probably right.
There's no way you can spin this theologically, all right? These people follow Satan. They're not our allies, all right? Now, there's a bunch of dispensationalist Christians probably screaming at their screen right now, saying that God has a plan for these people. He does. He absolutely does.
What exactly did he say to get him jailed? I don't know. They didn't put it in the news report. Like, what specifically was the violations that was unlawful? Maybe that'll come out in the court case, exactly what it was. We'll have to see. I am curious about that.
God has a plan for these people. He does. He absolutely does. He seeks to save the Jews.
God loves the Jews and he wants to save the Jews. We just need the Jews to believe in their Jewish Messiah that meant to conquer us all. Then it's all going to be great. Then we'll have our Moshiach utopia. Dude, I always despise this guy. This guy is such trash. And to see him now charged with this, it's just like, that's the karma you get, you dumb fuck. You stupid idiot. You stupid anti-Semitic jerk face. Like the guy said yesterday.
There's no denying that. But there's no denying that they follow Satan right now. You guys, until they turn from their sins and repent and acknowledge the Messiah that they crucified, they follow Satan.
He had like 180,000 Twitter followers. Yeah. Jack Stone says he might actually be Jewish. I saw a tweet of him the other day, actually, where he said he alluded to the fact that he was Jewish. Let me see if I can find that. I thought I screenshotted it. No, it doesn't look like I did. I probably bookmarked it. Or I screenshotted it on my other old phone. That's probably what... Oh, no, here it is. Okay. I'm going to post it right now on Twitter so everybody can see it. We're going to go to it. We'll play this one.
They're not our allies. I don't know what Christians are doing. We're so ideologically subverted. And this is the truth. If we just get back to the Word of God, read it and think about it, and pray on it and meditate on it.
Just pray to the Jewish God and read the Torah some more. Read the Jewish Bible a little harder, and then everything will be fixed, Goy. You see why Christians are controlled opposition now? That's their solution. Oh, God loves the Jews and wants the Jews to believe in Jesus. We will find out if he's Jewish by his defense is going to be like he's actually Jewish.
Just as God commands. People think meditation is some new age concept that we should avoid as Christians. Incorrect. God commands us to meditate on his words. And we're not doing it. And that's why we're so ideologically subverted.
Here we go. Talk about ideological subversion. Look at this. This is him tweeting. It says, and I screenshotted this straight from Twitter, so it's legit. No. I screenshotted, somebody else posted it. I didn't get it straight from Twitter, but I'm sure it is real. Look, this Ben guy says he's Jewish and has no part of it. Most Jews support Israel, but have zero clue about the Rothschilds. Oh, yeah, Israel's good. It's just the Rothschilds. Brandon says, you are one of the good ones, Ben. Must follow the Bible. Until I see Jewish people speaking out in droves, it will remain a general term. Thank you for your sacrifice. And he says, P.S. I am too. So, P.S. he's Jewish. This guy's apparently part Jewish. If this tweet is correct, we got the Christian-controlled op. Makes me wonder if if he's just a complete psyop. Is he a Jew pretending to play the role of a retard Christian anti-Semite to justify the precedent for hate speech laws? I don't know. Just asking questions. Seems pretty sus.
Long story short, though, I digress. That was too much. We need to unite. This is the point of what I'm trying to make. Just like we have in the past, you guys. Our ancestors have provided us a blueprint. We've been through this many, many, many times.
And how did that work out? Look at where we're at now. Christianity has been the defense mechanism.
Source Rune sent $5
Jews are more powerful than ever.
If your Christian churches and religion are so easily subverted by a little group, then your God is weak and is not all-powerful to let that happen.
Yeah, seriously. They can't put it together. All they have is cope.
We always win. We've just lost the wars in the past century, but we've lost the battles, but we're about to win the war. Okay.
Oh, we're about to win.
God is with us.
God is on it. Trust the plan, Goy. We're about to win. Dude, you're about to be behind bars, bro, for being an idiot. And nobody's going to come and have your back.
Unite and start disassociating ourselves from these satanic people, okay? That's not rooted in hate.
Satanic people.
This is what I believe as a Christian, and I believe that I am supposed to love Jews, okay? So when I look at the Bible and use Jesus as my example, how did Jesus love the Jews?
Thank you.
It was a very broad spectrum of how he loved the Jews, okay?
Oh, my God.
So anyone who had a spirit of repentance, he loved on and offered grace and was the Jesus
worst music ever.
Christians think he is exclusively. But to the Jews who were polluting God's word, twisting it, following money, following cultural prestige, altering the word of God for their own personal and political benefits, he did not treat very nice. He flipped tables. He brandished a whip. He actually made the whip.
Jesus had a whip.
Showing us that we need to confront evil. All right? The Bible commands us to confront evil. We don't hide in our churches. We go to war on God's behalf. All right? And we use the truth as our weapon.
Dude, I love the guy that says we use the truth as our weapon and spews nothing but lies. Nothing but kooky, easily disprovable lies. The truth. Well, the truth is the Bible, and the Bible is the truth because the Bible says it's true because I read it in a book. That's his logic.
I read about it in a book.
You know what this guy sounds like? This guy.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God!
It's going to be him in the courtroom when they're dragging him off to jail, to prison for being a bad boy.
What we are commanded to do as Christians. That's how we witness, okay? So we are going to have to really strengthen our spiritual muscles. And I think that is what's been happening. It certainly has happened to me over the past 5 years. But we need to unite and we need to disassociate ourselves from these people. I'm going to share a lot more on that moving forward, you guys. Stay tuned.
Okay. And they want to bring hate speech laws like that here too. Here's Stop Anti-Semitism on Fox News now.
And a rabbi.
Leora Rez, she is the founder and executive director of Stop Anti-Semitism.
This witch, this predator-looking witch.
What's going on, Leora?
They called for my YouTube channel to be mass flagged in 2019.
Once again, and I think honestly, complete lunacy with rabid hate and bigotry being allowed to take over modern society. If we look at Bondi Beach, what happened last weekend, over 1,000 Jews and friends came to celebrate Hanukkah, and two madmen, a father and son, opened fire, killing 14 people, including a 10-year-old child, a Holocaust survivor, and
Dorsruden sent $5 on Rumble. Him going to jail will only make him believe he is being persecuted for his beliefs. They learned this from history's eternal victims.
Yeah, I saw the kooky stuff they're saying. They're like, they're putting him in jail because he doesn't like Palestinian kids dying. It's like he was saying a whole lot more than that. I see Sechel here on a line says, now he falls on his own sword, botching his own defense in order to set the legal precedent to attack you and me. Yep, that's what I think is going to happen.
Take over modern society. If we look at Bondi Beach, what happened last weekend, over 1,000 Jews and friends came to celebrate Hanukkah, and two madmen, a father and son, opened fire, killing 14 people, including a 10-year-old child, a Holocaust survivor, and a rabbi amongst the victims. And if we look at a few months back, or actually if we rewind the whole year, what's happened in May, Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram gunned down two young individuals ready to start their lives who were set to be engaged. They were gunned down leaving a Jewish event in D.C. We look at that and, you know, our heads go, how in the world is this happening in 2025? But it still continues to happen. And unfortunately, our governmental officials, our laws, they are just not doing enough to protect us. If we look at Australia, for instance, 2 days after the October 7th massacre, Sydney allowed various demonstrations go non-interrupted across the country, where you see radical Islamists yelling.
Pete Rules, thank you, buddy.
7 sent $20 on Rumble. Happy holidays. Here's a 20. Great year of content. Keep it up.
I was out with the fam last night, and I saw a big giant menorah at this hotel that we walked by, and it had tons of other, like, it was all decorated for Christmas stuff, but there was a menorah there. I took a photo, and I was like, oh, I should post this and say happy holidays and really, like, trigger everybody. But The frauds would ignore that that's a joke, and they'd say, look, here he is celebrating Hanukkah. He's Jewish. So I just figured don't even bother, but I thought it would be a funny troll.
Again, this is just 2 days post 10/7. Synagogues were firebombed, daycare centers were vandalized, and the Australian government failed to do anything. When we look back into this country, who vandalized Governor Shapiro's home and attempted to set it on fire? A radical screaming about free Palestine. If we look at the individual who murdered Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram, a radical screaming about free Palestine. So what is happening, a war that is happening halfway around the world, is affecting every single one of us in the diaspora outside of Israel, and we are being held responsible for something that we have nothing to do with.
I must have missed where she said our laws are not doing enough, but I'm sure she did say that if Chris had that on there. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here. That is all we have for today. I might be back tomorrow. Although we didn't hit the goal today, I still might be back tomorrow, maybe for a late night stream tomorrow or on Christmas. Wild horses couldn't drag me away from doing this show. When there's stuff to cover, I need it. It's for my mental health. It's for you guys, but it's for me also. So much stuff happening to keep up with it all. I still got to do a show exposing this guy. Might even do the nativity show, exposing how the fake birth story of Jesus, the reason for the season. Anyway, clip the show. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give it a like, subscribe, share the link. I love you all. Have a nice holidays, and I will have a nice Yule, and I will see you guys again very soon. Take care.